Okay, we're going to talk about, I just love this concept, this idea, because it just seems to be bigger and bigger these days in real estate. Selling your house to an all cash investor, selling it as is, just making life easy on you as the home seller, right? I don't want to show my property, Lori. That's what I always hear. I don't want to do any repairs, Lori. That's what I always hear. I don't want to deal with agents. Oh my gosh. And the showings and it goes on. And they're going to want to repair and they're going to want to this and they're going to want to that. Can't you just make life easy on me? It's almost as if they want me to buy their house. Right. And so here's the deal. You can do that. You do, as the seller, have the option to sell your property to a cash investor. You have the option to just go like, hey, life is easy. Let's make it happen. So I have just been exploring this left and right and realized, with Open Door, the big brokerage concept that just opened here in the last few years, Zillow introduced iHome Buyer, right? All of this has been moving forward, and then the programs crash and burn. They don't work out because, they overpaid for the property and the market got uncertain and things got more challenging. So here's the deal though. It still works. It's still there. And the seller, you might be that seller who needs this particular option, right? It's the reality of having options. We've talked about it on past episodes where you're talking about, doing the traditional home sale, doing a as is instant offer home sale, borrowing money from the concierge Compass company or whatever, right? There's so many companies out there, so many brokerages that are like, we'll fix up your house for you so you can make more money selling your house, right? They front the cash for you. There's so many options. I don't think we've done enough talking about what the as-is cash offer is. The reality is it's available. We do it for clients all the time. We've partnered with fantastic investors who are willing to buy your property as is, cash offer, no complications, no challenges, right? The reality is you can sell it with no fees attached to it, no real estate commissions attached to it, no banks. What? I can't read that. Those too many words. No banks involved, no repairs, and no showings. And no showings. It's that simple. It's that fantastic. I do need that. It has notes on it. It is that fantastic and easy to do it, right? Like literally, I said it, right? No fees, no commissions, no banks, no repairs, no showings. Oh, wait, hold on. Wait a minute. Lori, you're a realtor. You just came out to my property. And of course, there's real estate commissions involved. Sure, there is. There always is. You're just not paying them. There's fees to sell your property. You're just not paying them. And there's banks involved in it, but we're not including you in the bank aspect of it, except to pay off your lien so you can go do what you want to do. You don't want to deal with showings. You don't want to deal with upgrading your property. You don't want to deal with contractors. You just want your money in the bank and to move on with life, right? It's the simplest way to sell real estate. Now, if that's so fantastic, why don't more people do it? Well, the reality is tons of people do it. There are tons out there doing it. And there are people who consider it and decide it doesn't work for them because they just want to net more money from the sale of their house. Because that's the reality of it. Your house doesn't have to be a dump to sell it as is. Your house doesn't have to be a mess to sell it as is. You can have a beautiful house and sell it as is. And let's get it straight. Here in the state of California, all real estate is sold as is. The reality is, though, buyers have the right to ask for requests for repairs, and sellers have the right to decline them, accept them, or give them a credit if they choose to. Okay? It's just, those are rights, those are options. It's part of the contract. But you could also choose to work with an investor who says on one page, this is what I'll do. I'll pay you this much money and I'll take your property on the terms that you want. Well, why would you do that? Because you just sold it to me for the terms I want money wise, right? Just makes great sense. So it's easy. It's an easy way to do it. No repairs, no work. You can leave the mess behind if you want. That's literally what you can do when an investor comes in and gives you an as is offer. We have that option for you as a seller. You want that option? It's available. All you have to do is text Lori, I'd love an as is offer. Email me, Lori, I would love an as is offer, right? There's no obligation to it. We do though, in order to give you the correct, most fair, cost-effective amount, we truly do need to walk the property, to see the condition of the property, and to be sure of what is happening at the property so that we don't do what you think might happen down the road, where in 15 and 20 days you go, yeah, here they come. They're going to reduce that price now because they, brought the contractor in and it needed more work than they expected. We don't want that to happen. We want to avoid that. So we ask up front, let us walk the property. Let us see the property. Let us see if it makes great sense. Within 24 hours, we get you just that offer. The reality is you may not like that offer. You may not like that price. You may not like that number. And you may as well just say, love it. Fantastic. That works for me. I want to do it because it's just easy. Or maybe you need cash yesterday for whatever reason. Well, then guess what? We have that option for you as soon as possible. Clear the liens and settle the title. It's sold. Money in the bank. It's that simple. It truly is that simple. So, selling your property as is, selling your property that way could potentially be an issue for you, though, because pricing is just a challenge. You're like, I don't like that sales price. I've met with plenty of people who went to Open Door, went on their site, submitted their photos, and said, yeah, thank you, Open Door, but that is just not enough money. Are you crazy? That's what they do. And that's fantastic. You know right away whether or not it's a good fit for you. You know that. We're that agent. I can be that agent for you. I can come out, see the property, walk the property, bring the investor, and then we can get you that offer within 24 hours, right? We can do that. That's beautiful. Okay, look, pricing is one thing to consider because maybe your house is worth $1 million, but the investor says, I'll take it as is for $800K. And you go, you know what? Totally willing to do that. Let's do it. Then you go on with life. Money's in the bank. It clears. Everything's good to go. And you sold your property as is. No challenges, no concerns, no fees, no repairs, no showings. Isn't that beautiful? Oh my goodness. Right? Because when you put your property on the market, there's always the buyer expectations. Oh my gosh, what is a buyer going to say about this? Oh my goodness, they're going to do their home inspection. There's that and this. Oh, the things that buyers come up with these days for why they want you to reduce the price, bring the price down, pay their closing costs, pay this, pay that. It just is crazy to me. Some of the things that buyers, and I love buyers, don't get me wrong, but some of the things that buyers come up with, you go, what is going on? Oh my goodness. So when you sell your house as is, you don't have to worry about buyer's expectations. You have one investor, he's walked the property, he's had the contractor look at it, he's done. It's done. All you need to do now is move out. And that could be the most challenging part, right? Also, when you're selling your house here in the state of California, there's this little thing called disclosures. Yes, disclosures. So when you sell your house as is, you probably still have to do all the disclosures, because the reality is you don't want the investor to come back to you and be like, you did not tell me about this, right? So disclosures are just part of a transaction. However, some people will even waive those. I, as your agent, am not going to recommend that. Remember, disclosures just protect you. They transfer risk and liability to someone else because you shared the information forward. You want to disclose. And in the state of California, you just have to do that. Now, when you're selling your house as is too, there isn't as many buyers. And so when there isn't as many buyers, well, then guess what? That means you don't get as much money. That's just the reality of it. So as long as that's okay with you, it's okay with us. You're the seller. It's up to you on what you want to achieve and get in the end for your transaction, right? Then there's this thing we have in the state of California in our contracts right here in the local LA area that's called inspection contingencies, right? Inspections, the dreaded inspections. Well, with the as-is cash investor offer, yes, they may do some inspections. The reality is, though, done. One inspection, go through, look at it. They know what they're dealing with. They bring the contractor. They got all the right people in place, because investors are experienced. They know what they're doing and they know how to do it. They just knock it all out at once, right? And buyers, especially if they're not willing to listen to an agent, and if they have a great agent, right? If they're not listening to them, you might go through multiple inspections. So selling it as is sometimes just makes life easier, right? Now, the marketing strategies behind selling your property as is, well, it's limited, right? However, it does make life so much easier. You can sell your house as is for a price that is either going to be acceptable to you or not, right? Now, you always want to talk to your professional real estate agent. You always want to make sure you do that. Have that conversation with them. Am I saying selling your house as is to an investor is the best option? Hear me loud and clear. No, it's not the best option. It's a option. And sitting down and having a consultation with your professional realtor, like myself, you can then decide if it's the option that makes best sense for you, right? You want to make sure that you have a conversation with someone, your realtor, who is a professional, has your best interests at heart, and can really help you maneuver through whether or not this makes great sense for you. There's nothing wrong with taking the opportunity to move forward with an as-is sell. There is nothing wrong with it. It is all dependent upon whether or not it makes sense for you and your family or whomever is involved to see if this is just the right thing. I had this conversation earlier today with another person. They were like, why would I do an as is? I know that my property is worth more than that. I would rather get everything I can out of it and put it on the market. So as is isn't the option for them. Fantastic. That's why you have the consultation. So just make sure you have a consultation with the professional real estate agent that you choose to be in business with, that you respect and trust, right? You just want to make sure that it's just the right thing for you. If you decide it's the right thing, it's super easy. One, contact me, sit down, let's have that consultation, go through the 4 options of how I may or may not sell my house, what type of transaction I want to have, and you determine, as is for me. I want to do it. Let's go for it, Lori. What does that look like again? So easy. You contact me, pick up the phone, make the appointment. We have the investor come out, do a walkthrough on the property. You tell them everything you know about the property, right? And then the proposal is submitted to you in 24 hours, right? Just makes sense. Then you review the offer. You go, yes, I love it. Or you go, no, that's crazy. Lori, put the house on the market. I know I can get more than that. Whatever works better for you, I can do. And we either move it onto the market or we sell it to the as is investor. We accept their offer, and then you choose your closing date. You have no further showings. You have no further investigations. You have no further nothing except completing your escrow paperwork and making sure the money gets sent to you. And hey, if you want to leave all your stuff behind, because maybe you got a lot of stuff and you just are no longer attached to it, you go, I'm out. Money in the bank. I sold my house and I'm on the plane to wherever it is you go. Hawaii? I don't know. Where are you going? I did have one. He was like, Lori, sell my house with everything in it as is. I'm leaving everything except my underwear. That could be you. Is it? Call me today. Let's see if that is you.